Welcome to this NBA 2K video. We're going to be talking about something crazy. What if NBA 2K did not have a My Career mode for 2026? That is the question, and it's going to be various answers here. And I want your opinion as well, but we're going to talk about it in detail. Before I do, thank you for coming in. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. I'm going to be talking about the future for 2K because we are already past the halfway cycle of this game, and the next one's coming up. So here we go. So 2026 is around the corner, and don't worry, the My Career will exist, so you ain't got nothing to worry about. But I wanted to kind of do some perspective on what I've been seeing, and this is kind of a deeper conversation that led me to My Career not existing. Now, first of all, I'm talking thousands of hours in every 2K. So I spend literally over 1,000 for each game, and that's the minimum, bare minimum, and no exception for the 2025 as well. Regardless if you like this game or whatever you might feel personally about gameplay, mechanics, or anything. I always play the 2K games. As you can see right here, these are all my characters. Um, plenty. We're gonna go into one real quick. But the point of this conversation isn't about, oh, look, I play this game or I don't play this game. I don't think it should exist or anything like that. The conversation is about what if My Career doesn't exist. And the reason why I bring this up is I think that this mode has given us too much. I can make the exact type of build I want, which is so much fun. This is a very offensive focused point guard with barely any defense, me being ridiculous and wanting to just go out there and just shoot with my eyes closed, contact dunk everybody, have crazy dribbles, and just, goof off. And now, while I have fun with this build, it's not a good defensive build, so playing zone defense with it is the only way. But the principle here is this has been consistently making new different builds and enjoying myself in that regard. And it's just been a blast to play how I want. And that's something that they did right. But I think it's done too right. And we're going to talk about it. When you go and you play, for example, random rec, which is what you're watching here, I'm just trying to dominate some random players, show off and fool around with this game. I can, contribute in some kind of way, but I'm also very overpowered at whatever I choose. And then every player has this, and I think we're spoiled to have that. I think that we've lost touch with some things with basketball. So one of the reasons this video came up was the NBA finals are about to happen. My New York Knicks are going to probably make it to the finals, and hopefully that doesn't that take doesn't go bad because they're about to play the Pacers in a day. But if they win that and they make it to the finals, basketball is at its highest for me. And I remember watching in the 90s Pippen versus the Knicks, the Bulls versus the Knicks, and Reggie Miller versus the Knicks. And I just love basketball. And I used to play the video games, and it would be any NBA play. The fact that I was able to play my favorite players on a video game in the 90s was crazy to me. And I know nowadays it doesn't matter to you guys as much, but trust me, at that time, having a signature player, then having their move set is something that we take for granted. And I just wanted to take a moment to kind of dismiss My Career and let's say it didn't exist. And we're going to kind of do that right now. And I want you guys to just bear with me. Like, you're watching me play My Career. My highlights are all in My Career. But we're going to act like this mode didn't exist. The question would be, what will be the main mode? And my Play Now was the most traditional mode. You get with some friends, you play now, and then you play as the stars that you know and you love. This was amazing. You pick your favorite team, my Knicks right here for the championship, versus whoever. And it was just beautiful basketball. You get to play with your characters and enjoy the game. And this was the foundation of basketball. And I think we've lost touch with that. It's rare that you see this as much when people get online to play. Now we have MyPlayer. MyPlayer is more important than the greatest player in the NBA, or which is why I'm discussing this. And so I'm not challenging people and telling people, oh, just go play now from now on. But this is an idea about if MyCareer didn't exist. This mode will still be somewhat relevant. Blacktop will be incredible. You guys think about Blacktop. Go in there with your favorite team player or full team, and you can run it up amazing with the NBA players. All right. And so for anybody questioning if I play MyCareer, I just told you, I mean, my players wouldn't be 99 overall if I basically make too many builds. But that's not the point. The point is play now would be phenomenal. And then NBA eras, my NBA or G League, my GM, I'm sorry. Both of these will be insane. They'll be the greatest things you probably ever heard of. But the truth is, MyCareer has overshadowed and oversaturated NBA. Like we look at Anthony Edwards, who's just a phenom doing amazing things in the NBA and doesn't get the credit he deserves just yet. But he might make the finals this year. If he does, I mean, imagine playing with that team in a play now online versus another player. And now I know that there's people that do play this, and if you're watching this, you're one of the greatest. Right? I'm a part of the MyCareer guys. Right? Unfortunately, been playing this. I spent over 1,000 hours just on this mode alone. All these characters that I create, I don't put in as much time. I put hundreds of hours on the other modes, but not as much. And then you got my team. This is huge. This is a money making machine. This would probably corrupt us again, just like MyCareer has. But this could be very interesting. And the reason I bring this up is because what would happen? Would this be the main mode? Because you get all these stars and you'll get somebody like Giannis. Imagine if he could dribble like Stephon Curry or Kyrie and shoot like Curry. You know, this game allows that. You can pick up crazy high level 99 overalls in this game. And there's a lot of content in this. I don't know why people try to make it like there's no content. There tends to be a decent amount for this. Now, I don't play this as much. I have some decent cards. I don't have anything extraordinary. You know, if we could just put auto best available. My setup right now, it's weak. And we're halfway through the year, so yeah. But the principle is still the same. It's very well made and a lot of good content. And you get to play with NBA players. And this is my point of this video is, have we lost sight of loving NBA players? I think that MyCareer has created people who just want to play with their characters and maybe don't even care about the NBA or basketball as much. They got their character and they're just role playing, like myself in these videos where I'm just trying to create some highlights and have some fun stuff and just clip little silly moments just to make a highlight reel of myself fooling around. And I do this with like every build I make. I'll just put a clip together of whatever, dunks, threes, steals, or blocks, or something silly. But the concept that I wanted to talk about is what would happen? How many of you will still play? How many of you won't play 2K anymore? And I know it's not going to happen because there's millions and probably billions just in MyCareer alone from the way these YouTubers make 1,000 builds a day. But I just wanted to kind of give y'all some perspective and some thoughts. Now, last but not least, you know, the reason this video is because I want people to enjoy themselves. And I've kind of learned to fall in love with the game every year by doing what I'm about to say. The main thing that I try to do is remember why I love basketball. Played it, at a high level. I wasn't a professional, but won tournaments, won leagues. It was a fun time as a teenager and 20-year-old when I was playing. Um, I wish, I could never get old and continue playing, but that's not the case. But then I also watched it all happen because I was watching Jordan in the 90s when I was growing up and getting inspired by him. And then watching Kobe and him dominate and getting inspired by him. And it just kept going down the line. And I love basketball players. And that's why, I want to support the community to think about just playing with NBA players. Just fall back in love with the game. Don't get it twisted. You spend a lot of money on MyCareer like me, and you spend a lot of time on it because you got to upgrade each character and you want to grind and get through the season and all this stuff. But do yourself a favor, man. Take some time and just enjoy playing with your favorite team. If you're like me, for example, watching the playoffs right now, this is a must do for yourself. Play with your favorite team, even though they're not in the playoffs. And my Knicks are going to the finals. Hopefully. But that's today's message, man. Enjoy yourself, basically. Basketball is life, as they say, and you got to love it. All right. But I appreciate y'all, man. I hope y'all enjoyed just me dissecting something that I do feel is true about MyCareer. All right. But I'll see y'all on that next one. You guys take care. Stay blessed. Peace.